Calling the Sadea Pettis Amateur Radio Club repeater net, calling the Spark and Aries repeater net. This is KD0ETL, that's Kilo Delta Zero Echo Tango Lima, and I will be your net control station for this evening. My name is Paul, and my QTH is Hughesville, Missouri. The Spark repeater net meets each Sunday evening from approximately 8 p.m. until 8:30 local time on the Sadea 147.03 megahertz repeater with a minus offset. The purposes of the net are to gather hams in the area and exchange information of mutual interest and to promote public service by ham operators. At this time, do we have any emergency traffic for the net?
WA0 SDO repeater. UCL tone 179.9 hertz. Negative offset.
Are there any club members that have announcements for the net? All right, one announcement is to remind those that are in for the technician class next Saturday, and then after that will be the testing for all classes of license. Yesterday we had 4 that braved the weather and came in for the class. It was well attended by those there, and got through all the units for that day. Ran a little late because of the weather. We started late, and the instructors were there, and everything went very well, I think. So, with that, I will open up for mobiles, portables, portables, short timers, those that are in and out, spaceship calls, pause before speaking, call KD0ETL.
KD0ETL, this is N0OWZ and KB0UBW, no traffic.
This is KE0QAM, I'll be in and out in 73 to the net.
In and out with KE0LMY, Kilo Echo 0, Lima Mike KT, and KD0WXT, Kilo Delta 0 with the X-ray Tango.
Okay, we'll stand by there. Let's see, I'm trying to remember your call. You doubled with somebody, I think it's Renee. Your call, I got the other 2 calls, but I did not get your call for sure. If you would repeat your call, please.
KE0LMZ, Kilo Echo 0, Lima Mike 2.
KE0LMZ. Okay, Renee, I got you, and I got Sam and Roger checked in also. Just let you know your audio is very low, so I didn't get. You did double with somebody else, but the audio is just a little bit low, so you might check that, or it just could be conditions. Thanks for checking in. And were you checking in, the 3 of you, short time, or did you have comments, Renee?
Sending out because we're working hard here in Benton County.
Good, all right. Thanks for checking in. And I had K0QAM was in and out, and KB0UVW and N0OWZ, Mark and Renda were in and out. Thanks to everybody that checked in there. Another standby for mobiles, portables, and short timers. All right, we'll open up for regular check-ins. Excuse me, regular check-ins for Sparks Repeater Net. Call now.
KA0 TPX, Jerry.
KY0P.
KJ4 MFW, Scott in Sedalia, no traffic.
K0TV. Okay, we'll hold it there. I got K0TV, KJ4 MFW, Scott was in and out, KY0P, and Jerry KA0TPX. Jerry, good evening from northern Missouri. Your comments for this evening. We got about 12 inches of snow thereabouts around here.
Good evening, everybody. I got you beat up here. I got 16. Everywhere I walked out here, it was either up above my knee boots or just maybe 1 inch below my knee boots, and they're about 16 inches tall. So it's averaging out about 16 inches up here. And I got 28 degrees right now, and that's all I've got to report.
KD0TPX in the net, KD0ETL. All right, Jerry, very good. And I'm sorry you got more snow than us. Yeah, we figured that way, and the further east you go, the more they got. So stay safe up there. Sounds like we may get some more maybe next weekend. Hope not, but we'll see. And next we'll go to Dennis, KY0P. Good evening, Dennis, and your comments.
KD0ETL, KY0P. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, everybody else on the net. Yeah, I enjoyed seeing some new people there yesterday for testing, and hopefully we'll have a bunch of new hams about this time next week. So anyway, I did have one casualty from the snowstorm. One side of my dipole is now laying on the ground, and it came loose at the top. Of course, it couldn't have been the tie down on the ground, but this was the one on the roof. So no HF work for a while till I get that either repaired or replaced, one or the other. So hey, how about those Chiefs? After 25 years of not winning a home field playoff, they looked great yesterday. So really proud of Mahomes, and the defense showed up. Defense looked good for maybe they looked better in that game than they have all season. So hopefully that'll carry over to next week when we get to play the Patriots. They walked all over the Chargers today, but they get to face Arrowhead, and it's supposed to be extremely cold there next week, so good luck to the Chiefs then. So anyway, gosh, I guess that's about everything I got. I'll just say 73. Turn it back to you, Paul. Everybody have a great week from KY0P.
KY0P, KD0ETL. All right, Dennis, yeah, we'll have to get that antenna wrecking crew out there. We'll get some decent weather and see what we can do as far as fixing you back up for HF. And yes, the Chiefs defense did look a lot better yesterday. If they at least play that well next week, I think we've got a pretty good chance. And offense stays as sharp as they have been. They've been that way pretty much all year. So, all right, thanks for checking in. And Scott checked in with no traffic. And next we go to Harry, K0TV. Good evening, Harry, and your comments.
Good evening, Paul, and the net. Nothing really much here. Might mention I got a Fitbit recently and retired the Casio, and really enjoy the watch. Got it primarily for counting steps and doing things like that, but one of the cool features of it is that if you exert yourself, it tries to guess what sports you're doing, and kind of logs that for you. So I thought it was kind of fascinating that shoveling is considered to be basketball. So turn it back to you, Paul. K0TV.
I could go along with that. I did some shoveling later, but just it wore me out. Going through that deep snow just to get out to the barn to get the tractor so I could get the blade and blade the driveway. That walking just out to the barn with nothing to go through about got me. So maybe that would have been like basketball too, or high jumps or something maybe. And I understand that you were somewhat instrumental in figuring out our issue the last few days with the Apers burst. We thank you for that.
WA0 SDO repeater.
At the bottom of the list, any more check-ins? Any more check-ins for Sparks Repeater Net? Call now.
AD0VD, KE0MER, in and out.
KE0FUD.
KN Marshall.
We'll stop there. I have 80VD and KE0MER both in and out. KE0FUD, there was a station in Marshall, didn't catch the call. I may know who it is, but if you'd give us your call again, please.
Whiskey 2 Hotel Tango Mike, Wesley and Marshall.
Okay, Wesley. I thought that might have been you. You doubled with FUD. Chris, KE0FUD. Good evening, Chris, and your comments.
Good evening, Paul, and everybody on the net. Haven't done a whole heck of a lot this weekend. I got up Saturday morning and shoveled my way out of the driveway so I could come down to the ham radio training session with my wife. I think she learned a lot while she was there. The guys did a pretty good job of teaching, I think. Had to restrain myself from answering all the questions. I knew most of them, but there were some that I had forgotten about. But anyway, then today I did some more shoveling. I cleaned my own sidewalk off, and I went over and cleaned the sidewalk off for my grandmother so she could get out to the garage and get in her car and go to the store if she needs to. That's all I've got to talk about today. KE0FUD, back to you, Paul.
KE0FUD, KD0ETL. Okay, Chris, good deal. While I got you on there, I'll ask you if you would maybe be able to run the net next Sunday, if you can. If not, no big deal. And you can think about that and let me know. And then glad your wife was interested in taking the class, and we were hoping the class would go good and she'd be able to pass it. So if she studies those questions over and over, she should do pretty good. All right, next we go to Wesley. Whiskey 2 Hotel Tango Mike. Good evening, Wesley, and your comments for this evening.
First comment is, while identifying myself as such would not be appropriate on this band, but I can now be referred to as W2HTM/AE. I drove up to Fulton on Thursday, took the extra test, thought I bombed it, and I passed. So that was good. And also, Brooklyn Pizza up there has good food. Lots of snow here in Marshall. Not quite what Jerry got. We got National Weather Service reported 15 inches here. I haven't officially measured it, but yesterday I had about 12 inches, and this morning was, I had maybe about 2 more after shoveling yesterday, which my CrossFit gym, one of the workouts for yesterday since they canceled was shovel your driveway, which I did. And if anybody has seen my house, I have retaining walls on either side of my driveway, so I had to lift all that stuff up over my shoulder to get it out of the driveway, so that was fun. So I think that's about all I have to say. Wow, a lot of stuff to say this weekend.
2HTM, KD0ETL. All right, Wesley, not too bad on the snow, but congratulations on passing your extra test. And I guess if the government ever goes back to work, FCC, you can find out what your well, I guess your call sign will stay the same. So, but your confirmation for sure, you'll have to wait for that, I guess. So, congrats again. We're at the bottom of the list. Any more check-ins for the Sparker Repeater Net? Call now.
And 0XG.
This is KJ5ZW.
Net Control recognizes N0XG and KJ5ZW. We'll go to John, N0XG. Good evening, John, and your comments for the net.
KD0ETL on the net, N0XG. Good evening, Paul. Everybody else, yeah, what a weekend. Got limbs down all over the yard. I haven't tried to tackle those yet. We'll wait until it thaws a bit and have to have the chainsaw out to assist with cleanup. But one of my antennas survived. One of them was slightly damaged. The 124-foot end fed came down when a limb hit it. So kind of kicking myself in the butt because I engineered both of those antennas so that I can pull them down at will. And I just didn't do it. Didn't realize the snow was going to be that wet, that heavy, so I got to save myself some headache if I'd have taken them down. But anyway, got it fixed today. No real harm done. So it's all back together, but suffice it to say they're both laying on the ground until such time that the branches stop cracking. That's all I got. Back to net control, 73N0XG.
0XG, KD0ETL. My antenna, one side of my infed, or not infed, the offset Wyndham had a lot of snow. And the other side, the longest side didn't have hardly anything on it, but the short side did. It was on the side where less wind was heading, and it was just basically just falling straight down on it. And I got lucky, I believe, and I should have taken mine down also. I've got it on a pulley system where I can drop it down, and same way I should have done that, but I didn't. But luckily it didn't break. I went out there first thing yesterday morning, whacked it with a long stick, and got the snow knocked off of it, so it's back up where it should be. Well, I hope you get that all back up and get your tree limbs taken care of. We'll catch you later in the week. Next, go to Philip, KJ5ZW. Good evening, Philip, and your comments.
Kilo Juliet 5 Zulu Whiskey to the net, and we're doing fine here. I did a little bit of basketball this afternoon. My wife and I went outside and played basketball, and I got about halfway up my driveway, so I still can't get out my driveway yet, but I'll finish the other half of it tomorrow, and then I'll be able to get out there onto the road. We don't have any place we got to go, and we got plenty of food in our pantry and a full tank of LP for my tank, and so we don't have to have anywhere. But I thought, well, it might be wise to clean out a path to the road just in case something happened. We had to leave for some reason. So we got started on that, and we had 12 inches here. I had 11 inches last night, and then this morning after it. Rest of it quit, then we added another inch, so we got a total of 12 inches of bilocation, and that's all I've got for the net. And sounds like we'll be able to finish up our training next Saturday. I'm looking forward to that. I didn't get to go up there yesterday and do my part, but I can do that next Saturday, so I'm looking forward to contributing as a trainer there for one of those subsections. So, anyway, KJ5ZW, back to you, Paul, KD0ETL.
WA0SDO, repeater.
J5ZW, KD0ETL. All right, Philip. Yeah, I got to take that snow shoveling a little bit at a time. I didn't have to shovel much. Once out to the bird feeder and once to the shop. You should have seen the shop. It was snow covered at one point, and luckily I wasn't there at the time. And then it all slid off all at one time, so I had to dig through about 3 foot of snow to get to the door. Luckily I wasn't standing there when it fell off. All right, we're at the bottom of the list again. Any more check-ins for the Spark repeater net? Call KD0ETL.
N0 Echo Echo.
80 USK.
Net control recognizes KD0 USK and N0 EE. John, N0 EE, good evening. Your comments for this evening.
Good evening, Paul, and everybody on the net. This is John, N0 EE here in Sedalia. I just wanted to make the announcement about the upcoming test session this weekend at 1 p.m. at the Sedalia Fire Headquarters at 2606 West 16th Street, which is directly across from the State Fairgrounds. The testing fee of $15, cash or check written out to the ARRLVEC. I have plenty of 605 applications. You must bring a photo ID. If not, you need to come up with 2 other forms of ID, including one which should have your name and the address that you are putting onto the Form 605. And I highly encourage those that do not have a license to get on the FCC's website. It is still up, and apply for your federal registration number. If not, you will need to provide your Social Security number or your IRS assigned taxpayer ID number or the IRS assigned employer ID number. If you are upgrading, please bring your FRN. Other than that, it's public record and I can easily find it. The mail around here don't go out after about 1 o'clock on Saturday. The mail will not leave here till at least midnight on Sunday night. And it goes from here to the ARRL in Newington, Connecticut. They will crunch the numbers, make sure everything's done properly, and once they do that, they will do their data dump immediately to the FCC. Therefore, at this moment is the rub. I have no idea if they're even issuing licenses at this moment because of this, whatever you want to call it, this extortion or whatever it is. And so who knows how that will play out. But anyway, that's pretty much all. Just study this week and, take as many tests as you can. If you know the material, you should have no problem passing the test, and look forward to seeing everybody there. For John, N0XG, I always heard that putting antennas up in inclement weather, they seem to work better, but I think it's just because you got out of the inclement weather, you don't plan on going back out. And for Dennis, KY0P, sadly, the Vegas line, it already has the Patriots winning by 9 points. So who knows how that'll shake out. They're in Kansas City. But they almost beat them on Monday Night Football up in their house, so who knows. Anyway, that's all I have to say tonight. If anybody has any questions or anything, you can contact me by phone number, 660-281-6372, 660-281-6372, or email address of n0ee@juno.com. n0ee@juno.com, and I will answer almost immediately. I'm pretty much available all the time. That's all I have for tonight. Everybody have a good week, and things are getting slick out there. When it was nice and soft walking on that snow this morning, and in the morning might be a whole different game. Hate for you to crack your noggin and have to visit you in the hospital. See y'all later. N0EE.
N0EE, KD0ETL. Thanks for all that information there, John, and very most helpful information as far as getting everything together to get the application in correctly and eventually get something back. All right, we'll see you next weekend. Talk to you during the week, too. Next, we'll go to Brett, KD0USK. Good evening, Brett, and how are things out your way?
Good evening, Paul, and everybody on the net. Yeah, we had a pretty serious weekend here, and just when we think we have it bad, when Jerry's throwing up 16 inches, that makes me feel a little bit better about what we had. But yeah, we had a good snow here, just like everybody, and finally got out today. Had the tractor come over and get the driveway cleaned up, slicked up where we can actually kind of get out. So that's kind of nice. Do want to wish Wesley over there congratulations. That's a big deal, and I'm familiar with the feeling, and glad you got that, and welcome to the club. So that's good. Harry, I played some basketball today with you and Phil. We got some pretty big slam dunks there, so I feel like my shoulders will probably be feeling it tomorrow. So I think that's going to be good. I got one of those Fitbits too, Harry, and it's kind of interesting how it can tell you whenever you're riding a bicycle. I'll get onto my bike and ride, and it tells me, it logs it. It knows almost exactly when I get on it. So that's kind of cool. You'll have a lot of fun with that thing. And Dennis, you got my number. We'll come over and get you right on your antenna there as soon as we can get to it and you get a plan. So that's good. Other thing is, glad the class got rolling there and underway. And look forward to hopefully seeing everybody there next week, so that should be good. As far as me, I don't have anything else really, guys. Just going to go to work tomorrow and try to get through it. Got a pretty good cold here. I feel like I'm was almost done with it, but it seems like kind of hanging on here, so it's getting on my voice a little bit. But I've had a Z-Pack, and I don't know if it's going to quite be able to do this job. So I may be calling a doctor again, but I'll give it a couple more days to see if it works. Guys, that's all I got. 73. Hope everybody's safe. Didn't have too much damage to your house. I do have one tree down in my pond here, but that'll be fun dragging that thing out later. But hope everybody else got along all right. We'll see you later. 73 KD0 USK.
KD0 USK, KD0 ETL. Okay, Brett. Yeah, it sounds like everybody's been shoveling or playing basketball, whichever, today, getting things back to closer to normal. There's a lot of snow is going to have to melt, and I don't think it'll get it all melted between now and next week, and if it gets as cold and windy or snows more. Everyone have a safe week. We're at the bottom of the list. Last call for check-ins for the Sparker repeater net. Call KD0 ETL.
Area check-in 0XG.
Tony and Boonville.
WA0 SDO repeater.
Net Control copies Tony and Boonville. I'll get your call in a second, Tony. Just not at the top of my head, but I had a recheck. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, Paul, just throw out for the good of the order. Some experience that I had dealing with the FCC just this last week amidst the shutdown. The Universal Licensing System, which is the part of, one of the FCC databases that maintains the licensing records, which is related to the CORS system, which maintains and issues FRN numbers. Those databases, I had logged on or attempted to log on in order to file some Schedule K build-out notifications on a Form 605. I think it was a 605. Regardless, I was not able to log into the database. It was read only, and when I attempted to log in, I got a public release regarding the shutdown. So your mileage may vary. On the amateur licenses, it may very well be different, but don't be surprised if you don't get anywhere on the FCC, either the ULS side or the CORS side. You're probably not going to get very far. But anyway, that's all I got. Thanks, Paul. N0XG.
N0XG. All right, John. Thanks for that extra tidbit of information. And next was Tony. Give me a call again, Tony.
Kilo Charlie 0 Echo Lima Bravo KC0 ELB.
KC0 ELB. All right, Tony. Sorry about that. You doubled with somebody lots closer, and I couldn't remember the call off the top of my head. Knew Tony and in the name. So your information for us, then. How much snow did you get over there today, or even over the last couple of days?
Worries, I'm only running about 5 watts tonight anyway. It depends on where you measure. We're looking at probably between 16 and 18 inches here. I had to, as I was shoveling off the driveway, I basically had to shovel each patch 3 times to get down to the concrete and then down to the gravel. So we got quite a bit of snow here. It was snowing a little bit this morning, but we got most of it yesterday. Power flickered quite a bit yesterday too. But today everything's been kind of fine, so everybody's just been digging out. Everybody's been helping everybody plow each other's driveways and stuff. So, anyway, I want to get in before you close it and say 73. KC0 ELB back now.
0 ELB, KD0 ETL. Yeah, 18 inches is a lot of snow, Tony, and I'm sure that shut down a lot over there. N0XG, are you still on frequency?
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Is school on for tomorrow, or has it been canceled already?
Sedalia 200 has dismissed for tomorrow, no classes.
Okay, well, I'll know where the grandkids will be out here tomorrow then, so they'll be wanting to sled or something. All right, thanks for that information. Glad you're still there. Last call for check-ins for the Spark RepeaterNet. Call KD0ETL.
KD0WXT.
KD0WXT. Good evening, Roger. I was thinking Renee checked you in earlier.
Did, but I heard you say that the audio level was low, so I come in here and bumped up a few things. I want to see if it's a little better.
Oh, yep, you're right up here where you normally are. Yeah, she may have just bumped the gain or something on the mic.
It kicked down to 5 watts, and I'm normally, for you guys, I've got it up around 60. And I'm sure that probably had something to do with it.
Your solid copy into the repeater this evening.
Just so y'all have the kind of snow report information, we had about 5 inches of snow down here on the south side of the lake. Down here at Edwards, and I know just a few miles north of me, I've heard 10 and 12 inches, so I think we kind of dodged a bullet. And they're already talking snow for next weekend. We'll see how it goes. Everybody have a good, safe week. Thank you, Paul, for running that. This is KD0WXT back net control.
KD0WXT, KD0ETL. Okay, Roger. Yeah, it's anywhere from 11 to 12 to a little bit more, I think, totals around here up in Bettis County. So have a great week. And let's see, last call for check-ins again for Spark RepeaterNet. Call now. All right, looks like we had a total of 20 check-ins. Net ran for 34 minutes. And everyone have a safe week. Be careful shoveling too much snow. Don't hurt your back or anything else. And be aware of possibly more next weekend. Everyone have a safe week. 73 from KD0ETL, and return the repeater back to normal use.
WA0 SDO repeater.